For our next speaker, I would like to invite Siaji Uwongjo. Siaji Uwongjo, who is, well, as you can see from the handout, that he graduated from Rangoon Institute of Technology in 1973, and he has been studying Abhidhamma, especially the Patthana, and also in the relation of Patthana in Vipassana for the past 20 years. And also he's been teaching Patthana and Vipassana to many participants in Pyongyang, as well as also I recently learned that he went to US to teach Patthana and Vipassana course. And I hear that he teaches every day, and so he's a very well experienced teacher of Abhidhamma and meditation. And we are sorting out the papers.
Now you can. Do you? Scroll down. First of all, may I pay respect to most venerable Saro, Dr. Dhamma Sami, and then Mahathira, and then recognized guests, and then scholar, all the people in this room. Yesterday, we discussed about the science in Buddha, Dhamma. That topic is, I'm really interested in that topic. Okay? First of all, before I discuss the Pattisasamuppada, for many years, I studied the science theory because I want to understand about myself. For every people, I think that there is great 5 questions. The one is, who am I? Another one is, what am I? And where am I? And then, how am I? And why am I? Those in olden day, in those university life, I always consider to get answer about that 5 questions. And then to get that 5 questions, I have to study the science theory, something like that. At that time, Einstein relativity theory, something like that. And then astronomy theory. But I cannot get answer at all. I think that in 1980, I met Pimana Mahamye Saro Ujodiga. He's my friend in university. But at the time, he became great monk. He discussed with me and he knew everything about the science. So I'm very surprised because in university, he also equal to my IQ, okay? not difference at all. But after 18 years, his IQ is, I cannot estimate his IQ. He all knows the science theory at all. And then I asked him, why you know those theories? And then he answered me very simple. In physical world, there is, please listen carefully, okay? In physical world, there is no simultaneous event with the cause and effect. So I repeat, in physical world, there is no simultaneous event, cause and effect. But it is very surprisingly, when I study the Patana Dhamma, normally, Pacha Nidisa, I think that if someone who chanted every day the Pacha Nidisa, in Sahajada Pagyo, there is very, very important Pali, okay? I will chant that Pali. The first one is Chattaro Khanda Arubino Inyaminya Sahajada Pakina Pagyo. And then another one is Inyaminya, another one is Nesya, another one is Ati Avigata, something like that. Another Pali, Chattaro Mahabuddha Inyaminya Sahajada Pakina Pagyo. Inyaminya Pakina Pagyo, Inyaminya Nesya Ati Avigata Pakina Pagyo. This is the very essential for Nama and Rupa, mind and Metta, who went to overcome the samsara, okay? If anyone who went through, who go through the samsara must be, essentially must understand about the Nama and Rupa. In Vipassana, there is 4 kinds of category. The one is the one who might study the Vipassana, one might differentiate Piñata and Paramada Dhamma. The second one, he must be differentiate between Nama and Rupa. The third one is cause and effect between Nama and Rupa. And the final one, the fourth, is he may be differentiate between Aramana and Aramaniga. It's very important. Okay? So, in Patana Pali, that is the very basic meanings of Nama and Rupa. In that case, I can give example of the chair you are sitting now. Okay, there is 4 legs. Okay, 4 legs. The one is if you assume the one is cause, and what about the other 3? That will affect. Because if you cut that legs, that one leg, the other 3 cannot stand, right? And then, in that case, the one is always cause or not. The one is, in vice versa, if the one only cannot stand, right? And then, if the other 3 is causes, another one is effect. But there is, if the 2 of the 4 legs is the cause, another 2 is effect. It is very simple. In that case, if you assume that the one is Pathivi, the another one is Abhor, the another one is Tiso, and then another one is Vayo, okay, right? So, if the one of the basic Mahabuddha is the cause, the other 3 is the effect. If you assume the other 3 is cause, another one is effect. And then if you assume that the two of the Buddha is cause, another 2 is effect. That is the basic principle of Rupa, okay, right? And then in Pajya Nidisa, there is another Pali, that is Chattaro Khanda Arupino, Inyamanyan, Sazada, Inyamanya, Nesya, Atiyagita, something like that. So in Nama, there is 4 kinds of Khanda, okay? One is Vedana Khanda, another one is Sanya Khanda, another one is Sankhara Khanda, another one is Vijnana Khanda. If the one Khanda is the cause, another 4 is, another 3 is effect. If we assume that 3 is cause, the other one is effect. That is the very basic principle of Nama and Rupa. Okay? The first time I told you that there is no cause and effect, simultaneous cause and effect in science theory, but Buddha teach us the last 2006 years that there must be exist Nama and Rupa, or between Nama or between Rupa, there must be simultaneous effect. That is the main key of Buddha Dhamma. Anyhow, I cannot accept the Buddha Dhamma in terms of philosophy or in terms of something like that. Okay? Philosophy is only right, only can apply in limited area, limited time and space. Okay? Normally, the philosopher in the Middle Age, something like the 18th century, okay? In that time, many philosophers appear in Western or Eastern. But nowadays, we cannot apply those philosophy at all. Because of time and space has already changed. It is a very important phenomenon. By the way, Buddha, Dhamma, the 4 noble truths is always true. Right? So there must be, in science, okay, there must be conditional truth, absolute truth. Conditional truth, I mean, in mathematics, if one draw on a horizontal plane, the inner angle, 3 inner angle summation is definitely equal to 180 degrees. But on the curved surface, it will be more than 180 degrees. That is only conditional truth. In science, we call it universal truth. If there exists 2 masses in space, the forces between M1 and M2 is F is equal to something like that, no? D, M1 into over D squared. That is, we call it universal truth. But what about if there doesn't exist matter? Those theory cannot apply. But Buddha noble truth can apply in karma or rupa or arupa. If someone consider, we can easily know about that nature, okay? And yesterday, the science theory in terms of Buddha, Dhamma, nowadays, we can, if someone who studies the Buddha Dhamma can easily understand those science theory. In science, there is very great theory that is not solved today. In the last 130 years, I think that German scientist Heisenberg, the great theory, uncertainty theory. That theory cannot solve nowadays, up to nowadays. But if someone who knows the cause and effect of Nama Rupa, he can easily about that equation. I remember that equation, very famous equation, Heisenberg equation, F is, that is function of x displacement and functions of velocity, differentiation of time is equal to IH over 2 by. Because of time and space, one cannot define the basic particle or quantum particle or light is particle or wave. No one can answer today. That is because of cause and effect. If someone who knows that cause and effect can appear, can relate, can correlate in the instant, he can easily understand about that theory. But that is my discussion about science and Buddha Dhamma, right? Now, we discuss about the Pattisasamuppada. Lord Buddha has expounded Pattisasamuppada in order to be obvious the natures of endless transmigrating samsara. If someone wants to be free from samsara, it vitally needs that he must realize Pattisasamuppada well. It is very difficult to understand the life cycle of hen and egg. It is a great puzzle. In mathematics, very famous great puzzle, right? And no one could not prove what the beginnings of hen's life, that is to say, a hen or an egg. Like this example, the originations of samsara is so difficult to understand that Buddha has explained it by means of Pattisasamuppada. Here is a moral of Pattisasamuppada. That is, Kama Buddha will produce Vivaga Buddha. And then Vivaga Buddha will produce Kilesa Buddha. And Kilesa Buddha produce Kama Buddha, and so on. In this case, there is no first cause and no ending at all. That is the characteristic of Pattisasamuppada Dhamma. Okay? So the beginnings of samsara is unimaginable things for us. I can express Pattisasamuppada cycle in other forms. There is four sectors in Pattisasamuppada cycle, okay? If someone see that we have many experience from the past karma, kusala or akusala. That effect of kusala and akusala karma, if those are time, plane or existence, physical appearance and effort, that means kala, gri, ubdi, yoga. If that four kinds of nature meet together, one will see the object. Ikta, pleasant, or neta, unpleasant, or mijata, normal pleasant, okay? That kind of aramana or that kind of that kinds of objects we can see, we can hear, and then we can smell or something like that. Okay, those objects are always touching our ayatana or our inner door, salayatana, that is sakayatana, sodayatana, Ganayatana, Jivayatana, and then Kayayatana, and then Manayatana. 6 do or 6 dwara. Those dwara are according to past karma, sankhara, punyavi sankhara. For us, we are in Sugati Bhumi, okay? Because in the past, we do the good things, something like the donation, or we try sila. Though kusala karma are produced our inner 6-2 by means of patana conditional relation, the 2 number of patana conditional relation, that is Pagaduva Nisya and Nanakrika Kama. So, if we see or if we hear or if we smell the object, there will be 5 kinds of khana, we call it Doga Seja. Okay? So that is an effect. In the present time, we have 5 kinds of khana according to first karma. And then, for the present time, Vivaga khana, Vivaga Buddha, 2 kinds of 5 kinds of khana, depending on 2 kinds of 5 khana, there will be another Ilisa, Buddha, something like that, Tanha, and then Upadana, and then Kamabha, and then so. So there is no starting point or no any point at all. That is a samsara characteristic. Many venerable monks who are proficient, both the Pariyati and Paripati, have taught Pattisasamuppada with the help of circle method. Nevertheless, Buddha teaching are normally subtle and difficult to comprehend the real meaning. So, we may be occupying in wrong view, that is, Ochira deity, if we make wrong translations of Buddha teaching. If someone says that the Veja, ignorant is the origins of samsara, he is falling under false doctrine or wrong view, that is Ochira deity. Why? Taking Veja as the origins of samsara means that it is the first cause of samsara, and this also means that there is no other condition to produce a Veja. In that case, we may understand that Lord Buddha, the enlightened one, had announced that there is no first cause and also no causeless. I repeat, there is no first cause and there is no causeless effect. Lord Buddha pointed out all Dhamma in detail with 2 methods, Pattisasamuppada and Patthana Dhamma. In Pattisasamuppada, the process of mind and matter, Nama Rupa Vaya, explained with the natures of cause and effect. And then the absolute analysis of mind and matter relation were taught in Patthana Dhamma with 3 functions: the conditional state, Akya, conditioned state, Pakupana, and conditioning force, conditional relation. Patthana can summarize into Pattisasamuppada, and Pattisasamuppada can also be condensed as 4 noble truths. The life of all being is nothing but having 6 sense to Dvara, produced by the first karma, and robot-like suffering to Doga Seja, arisen by contacting present 6 doors and various type of objects. That is Aramana. If one puts polluted fuel such as Lova, Dosa, and Moha into robot-like suffering through 5 aggregate Doga Seja, it will be destructively doing immoral actions. If purified fuel such as Aloba, Adosa, and Amoha was used, it becomes right thinking, right speech, and right attempt. Lord Buddha taught Patthana Dhamma to Deva and Brahma at Tabrisa. At that time, uncountable number of intellectual Deva and Brahma were enlightened from samsara when Buddha discoursed only just the root conditions, Hetu Pagya. Okay? Pattisasamuppada, the real designs of samsara, should be taught by knowledge to understand what the continuity of samsara is and how we can stop it. There are two aspects in learning Pattisasamuppada. One is Priyati aspect and the other one is Pripatti aspect. Priyati aspect can also be classified into two. One is discursive method, that is Sudana method. Another one is Birma method. If one generates an idea, I have many things to say, but my moderator wants me only 5 minutes. If one generates an idea of Pattisasamuppada as something like that, Veja Bhagya Sankara, Sankara Bhagya Vijnana, one may be only at the level of one pointedness, that is only Samadhi. In Virma method, 5 resultant aggregate, Vivaga Khanda in Sudana method, that means Vijnana, Namarupa, Salayana, Phassa, Vedana, rising at the moments of contacting objects, sense to are to be realized by the laws of cause and effect. However, Priyati aspect is very important for the Vasin who devote all his life to enlighten from boundless samsara. By the time the four suitable conditions, i.e. time, kala, plane of existence, greed, physical appearance, upati, and effort, yoga, combine at the same time moral and immoral deeds, which had already been done throughout the infinite samsara, rise as a resultant objects, eta pleasant, neta unpleasant, and mijada fairly pleasant. Then the continuous contact of our inner sikdu karma produce matter with two conditional relation, Katuba Nisha and Nakrika karma, as a result of kusla and akusala karma. If we don't meditate vipassana, sadhivdhana, bhavana, the cause of suffering through samudaya sajja, well, we are depending on the 5 aggregate dukkha sajja that lead to rebirth consciousness, mind and matter, 6 sense fear, contact and feeling. For example, Virana Bhagya, etc. By the laws of Chitta and Dhamma, there must be 4 mental process, VT, to a specific decision. Suppose someone see a beautiful flower as a result of his past good deed. The first mental process will be Dida Bhoinga and Bhoinga Chalana, Bhengu Bhakchira, and Chadwara Vazan, and then Chagu Vinyana, and then Sampresa Sandirana, Bhoto, Javana, sometimes, and then Dadayo, and then Bhoinga. That is first mental process. In this Javana, those are Vivaga Dhamma. According to Vivaga Dhamma, cannot produce another seeds or another life. Second mental process, third mental process is same. And the fourth mental process, it is very important. Tita Bhoinga Chalana, Bhengu Pechira, Banodara Vezan, and then sometimes Javana and Dadayo and Bhoinga. If we don't practice Vipassana well, the 7th Javana comprises in the 4th Viti will be Loba, Javana. Among them, the first Javana will produce its effect at the present life as immediate effective karma. That is called Dita Dhamma Vedniya karma. The last Javana will produce in the result, its result in the next existence or next life and the rest of Javana activate until the time before new body Sesa Nibbana Dhatu. By the laws of Chitta and Dhamma, that is very important for everyone, okay? This is a very important message I want to give to all of you, okay? By the laws of Chitta Dhamma, mind can be 1 trillion 10 to the power 4 times in one snappy. There should be also 10 times of snappy in 1 second, that is shoe. This means that mind can be 10 trillion times in 1 second. If so, let's explore how many Vaya lives can be produced by this single great Javana in the 6th Javana, so excluding the first one. The possible number of Apaya lives for 6th Javana is definitely equal to 10 to the power 13 over 112 into 6. That is approximately equal to 5.3 to 10 to the power 11. That means that if we don't meditate at all, if we have lower or dosa or moha, the abhaya seeds will be 5 into 10 to the power 11 times seeds abhaya lives. For every 1 second periods of immorality. So that is very important. Okay? Each of the great javana can produce in life in Peta, Paya Bhumi. So it is impossible to mention by mathematical number of figure the amount of future lives that one had collected through boundless samsara. Nevertheless, if one perceive nirvana and attain the first part, Sodabadi Mega, all the immoral deeds for their lives collected throughout the samsara will be eliminated at all. If one can figure out the real process of five aggregate together with their cause and effect, the cyclic effect of Pattisasamuppada Dhamma may cease momentary. If ceasing time is longer and very frequent, one will finally escape from all complicated network called samsara with a perfect understanding of Four Noble Truth, that is, Noble Truth or suffering is to be understood, the Noble Truth of a cause of suffering is to be abandoned, and the Noble Truth of cessation of suffering is to be understood, and the Noble Truth of part to the cessation of suffering is to be developed, and then there is nirvana, and Pattisasamuppada will completely cease or cut forever or enlighten. Sadhu.
Thank you very much, Siaji Uongjo, for your presentation and for explaining the link between scientific knowledge and also Buddhism before your lecture begin. Now, just to give you an overview about the panel, and I think I have time to actually give a very brief summary of the panel. So Sialin Donimala has talked about the relationship between Pattisasamuppada and meditation, especially looking at the Mogul way of using Pattisasamuppada in order to practice. And also, Siaji Uongjo has touched on the Pattisasamuppada and different in relation to the Patthana and also Abhidhamma. And just to give you a very brief overview about the specific links. So we have seen kind of dependent origination from theoretical point of view. And one point that I would like to highlight here is, as Siale Donimala said, there are many traditions of meditation traditions in Myanmar. And when we look at the Burmese, let's call it Burmese meditation tradition, some of them use theoretical knowledge as a starting point. So such as Mogul tradition or Pa'ao tradition. And then we also have other traditions such as Te'engu or Solon, where the practice is the starting point. So you can see here a spectrum of how Pariyatti and Paripatti comes together, as it were. And some also have different ways of analyzing meditation. For example, in Te'engu meditation tradition, they would actually say that the breaking through the link between Vedana and Sankhara. That's the key. Vedana as in kind of Kayika Dukkha Vedana, or that kind of observation of the painful sensation, for example. So you have that kind of the link. Another important point that I would like to make here is when we look at Burmese meditation tradition or meditation traditions in Myanmar, we can also see that the importance of Abhidharma. So Abhidharma studies actually provide a basic framework for the practice. So we've seen it in Mughal tradition, and you might be wondering, okay, you know, the teaching which is so profound, such as this Pattisasamuppada, how can it be applied? So the important question here, I think, that we should actually consider is the kind of, what does it mean when we say bhavana? Okay, are we actually reflecting, or are we also intellectualizing? So, because it's very easy to get into the kind of the pattern of just thinking about it, those teachings, when you are actually supposed to be observing the mindfulness of the breath or anything like that. So, if we can, or if and how we can actually differentiate reflection and also intellectualization. That's one point that I want to highlight. Another point before I open the question up to the floor is that as you can see from over there on the screen, you can see that there's a diagram, and also on the conference folder, you can also see another diagram showing Pattisasamuppada. And just a background in terms of this diagram. This diagram actually predates Mughal Pattisasamuppada version of the diagram. And this one was, I think, drawn up by Mankhai Sayadaw, who was one of the prominent monks during Mindong period. And so this kind of diagram predates. And you can see that in Burmese tradition, as it were, we have a habit of drawing diagrams and illustrating, which is also very, in my opinion, which is also a very good teaching pedagogical tool in order to explain such a complex, profound doctrine. So those are the points that I would like to highlight. And now I would like to welcome questions from the floor.
For Professor Saya, if I'm not wrong, did you mention that the Buddha is not a philosopher? I'm not saying
I don't think so. If someone who may say Buddha is philosopher, that is not enough. Because Buddha is not philosopher at all. He explores the natures of Dhamma, that is.
I see. Normally, what do we say is the Buddha, he's a philosopher, scientist, feminist, social reformer, great teacher, environmentalist. Why? Because the philosopher, in the four seals of the Dharma, in the four seals of Dharma, what he said was, all phenomena is impermanent, and all composite phenomena is suffering. all phenomena is emptiness, then nirvana is peace. So on this particular topic, the four seals of the Dharma, what is impermanence? We debate a lot. What is suffering? We debate a lot. What is emptiness? We debate a lot. So, can't you still call him as a philosopher?
In my view, okay, philosophy is, I think that
Actually,
it is
one thing what we have to understand is Buddha didn't
In that
talk
case-
only about the natural things, and also he talks about lots of things about the mind too.
in that case, no, may I say that the definition of philosophy is limited to the time and space. That is, I understand, because we cannot apply that something like the Socratic philosophy nowadays. We cannot apply that philosophy at all. But Buddha Dhamma is before Dhamma, Buddha or after Dhamma. That is always true. Okay, there is, or I discussed about that conditional truth, absolute true and noble truth. Okay, right?
Conventional truth and ultimate truth.
Yeah.
When we talk
You mean
about
ultimate truth? I mean noble truth. Okay, the noble truth is perfect for anyone, free from time and space at all.
and did you mention the time and space during the Buddha, and now these days it's not relevant to
Yeah.
today's life?
Yeah, yesterday we discussed that there is three phenomena, right? One is Samudaya Sakya, another one is Paramada Sakya, the other one is Riya Sakya. Okay? Someone who are thinking about that, yesterday, I remember that. Emptiness and sunyata, someone who are considering about the sunyata, what Buddha taught, nirvana sunyata, he cannot define the real meaning because there is another region, okay, Paramada Sakya region in between. So if you consider any, I think any problem that is with, you are considering with self,
And also,
one cannot, yes, one cannot think right in the right way if he is in atta, okay, that is with self. It is quite different. Someone who really understands about the Paramattha Dhamma in terms of Nama and Rupa, cause and effect of Nama and Rupa, his vision is already changed. That is key point. If someone who passed Riya Sakya region, Riya Sakya phenomena, that was already changed all the phenomena at all.
actually, it's a science who has changed. Right. In terms of the Buddha's, the teaching on the law of impermanence, interdependent, the law of causality, nothing has changed from the 2,600 years ago. The science, what they say is first, the atom is the smallest particle. In the Abhidhammakosha, the Vasubandhu has written much more subtler than this. And now the science, what they say is, atom is not the smallest. It can divide into electron and proton. Electron and proton is not the subtlest. It can further divide into quarks. The sciences have changed. But as for the Buddhism, the teachings of the Lord Buddha, especially on the time and the space, in the time, there are three possibilities. Past, future, and present. And between the past time and the time, three possibilities. Past time is a time, but time is not a past time. It can be a future times. So, phenomena, were during the Buddha's period, when he mentioned for all the phenomena, it includes mobiles and everything. Right?
If someone say past, present, and future, that is also piñata, right?
What?
Piñata Dhamma.
Yes.
That is
But also
past,
there's ultimate truth. There's no space, no time.
Yes. In Pramada Sakya, something like that, Nama and Rupa, has no time and space or no past or present or future. In Patthana Dhamma, okay?
Now we are arguing on the Buddha's teaching. Now still how you can't say that the Buddha is not a philosopher? We are arguing on the Buddha's teaching. Right. Still, we can't, how he can't admit that the Buddha is a philosopher.
I know about what you mean, but I said that it is my version only, okay?
Oh,
If you like that idea, you can accept. Or if you don't like, never
No,
mind.
it's okay.
Never mind at all. But in my opinion, in my view, okay, if someone who understands about the Nama Rupa really, that time, that jnana is free from time and space at all. Okay?
His Holiness the Dalai Lama has written one book called Ancient Wisdom, Modern World. How the Buddha's teaching of 2,600 years ago can imply in this very present situation.
Yeah. It is very wonderful that, in other, I think the Bible, nowadays, they have to put it, some of the logic because of that. It is not quite fit nowadays, okay? The other Bible is, they feel other idea. But in Buddha Abhidhamma, after 2,600 years, there is no excess or no, so we cannot, no one cannot change that Abhidhamma, okay? So, Paramattha Dhamma is always right. And the Paramattha Dhamma is free from time and space. Okay? If you try Vipassana, you can understand that easily in the right way. Right? If you want to discuss with me further, why don't you hesitate at all after this session?
Sure.
Okay?
We can discuss.
Yes, thank you very much. I think discussion, whether it's philosophical or not, this kind of discussion, we can continue after this session. Any more questions? I think Pong Pong first, and then Professor
Okay.
later. Okay.
Thank you for all speakers. We have great knowledge about Pattisasamuppada. My question is related to not only to the speaker, but also just to the speaker, all speakers. As you know, yesterday one of the speakers says that to get peace, we should remove ignorance. And then he refers to ways, ignorance always is the causes of suffering. Yesterday, one of the speakers says, to get peace, we should remove ignorance. Today, Venerable Reverend Dr. Nirmala says, to break through the links, we should focus on Vedana Tana. In the links, we should remove Vedana. We should focus on Vedana. But in the first discourse of the Buddhas, in the Masaka Vedana Sutta, the cause of suffering, Samudaya is Tana. So, here, to break through the links, which kind of part or which kind of factor should we focus on to remove or to get rid of? This is my first question. Another question is, the aim and object of this conference is to break through the links. So this is very good intention. So Pattisasamuppada is a theory or way of practice. So please explain. Thank you.
So yesterday, that one of the speaker, he discussed to experience peace, we have to remove ignorance. That is, I think this is very obvious. Peace here means inner peace. We mean inner peace. If we have inner peace, then of course we can experience outer peace also. So here, ignorance, as we know, this is avijja. If we can remove means, if we can contemplate, if we gain knowledge, this is wisdom. If we gain vijja, then it is wisdom. So if we have vijja, we have inner peace. If we have avijja, we don't have that inner peace. That is to my understanding. And another question is link between that Vedana and Tanha. That is Mogul Sayadaw, he proclaimed that we have to, that the Buddha attained enlightenment between Vedana and Tanha, not under the body tree. Because the Bodhisattva can break through that from Vedana to, if we break Vedana, then there is no more that Tanha. So that's why if we can contemplate whatever Vedana it may be, pleasant, unpleasant, or neither pleasant or unpleasant, then if we can contemplate that on that Vedana, then there is no craving, no more craving. That is removing that Tanha, craving. So we remove gradually, and finally we were get rid of all that Tanha, craving. So once one of the ladies, she said, the whole teaching, the purpose of the whole teachings of the Buddha is to get rid of that Tanha. To get rid of Tanha is the main purpose of the Buddha's teaching. So if we can get rid of Tanha, then it means we have vijja. We have no more avijja. So another one is whether dependent origination is to be practiced or to be learned, to be understood. Is it? So that Professor Asanga, on his keynote speech, he mentioned that dependent origination is to be understood, not to be developed. Because in that diagram, we can see there are only two truths, that samudaya, dukkha, and again, samudaya and dukkha. So there are only two truths in forward order, anuloma. In anuloma, we have that samudaya sajja, dukkha sajja. And samudaya sajja and dukkha sajja, only two truths we can see. But in reverse order, patiloma, we can see that nirodha sajja. If we can, if we don't have any ignorance, then there will be no sankhara. So no more sankhara, no more vijnana. So this is nirodha sajja. So if we, in forward order, there is only samudaya and dukkha, but in reverse order, we have nirodha. So this is that Professor Asanga, in his keynote speech, he mentioned that that dependent origination is to be understood, not to be practiced, not to be developed. To be developed is the fourth noble truth, mega sajja. Mega sajja, we have to develop for the cessation of suffering. That is to my understanding. Is it okay?
Thank you. Yes. Professor Panjo.
Thank you, Professor. I appreciate your lecture. You are very good at making difficult points more difficult. I am confused about some words in your lecture. Just now you said anyone's understanding ignorance as a beginning of samsara is wrong. But in Tipitaka, the Buddha says, avijja of defilement, avijja sisang. Ignorance is the head. And then in Visuddhimagga, there is sentence, avijja mulakang samsara chakkang. The circle of samsara is with ignorance at the root. Okay, please make me understand this word. Okay, please, Professor. Thank you.
Very good question. Thank you. Most of the Buddhist researcher and meditator, they misunderstand about the Vajja is the starting point of samsara. And then may I ask you that if Vajja is the study, who created the Vajja? Right? In that case, if samsara, the starting point of samsara is Vajja, Vajja will be creator. It is quite different to Buddha, Dhamma, right? It's very important. So, I abstract that there is no first cause, okay? I give the example of hen and egg, right? Which, in hen and egg puzzle, which one is the first cause? No one can answer. But there is two type of question. This hen is born from this egg. Okay, this is one meaning. Another one is, in that case, hen and egg, so which one is the first cause? No one can answer. In like this. Very good question. Because most of the Buddhism people misunderstand about that point, okay? In my paper, okay, we better see this moral, right? There is no first cause at all, you see? Because in Pattisasamuppada Dhamma, according to Kilesa Veda, that is Vajja, right? Vajja is Kilesa Veda. It will produce Kama Veda. And then, because of the Kama Veda, that will produce Vivaka Veda again. And then, according to that Vivaka Veda, that will produce Kilesa Veda. And then Kilesa Veda produce Kama Veda, and so on. There is no first cause. If anyone who assume that Kilesa Veda is first cause, that will be Ucheda deity. Because there is no first cause of Kilesa Veda, right? This is very important. So, Buddha gave very important message in Pattisasamuppada, this idea. And then, may I advise you all that if someone who want to understand deeply Pattisasamuppada Dhamma, he maybe learn Patthana Sutta and Patthana Dhamma. Okay? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Adam Conway. I really enjoyed both the talks, so thank you very much. My question is for either of the respected speakers. The Panchakanda, the 5 aggregates, in the Pattisasamuppada, 4 of them are there, explicitly mentioned, but 1 isn't. So my question is, where is Sanya in the, where does it?
Because his question is regarding to CRG, right? You are timeless, and you mean?
Either of anybody can answer the question.
Yeah. Yeah, where is Sanya?
Yes, sorry, yes. So Sanya.
Sanya in dependent origination?
Yes, it isn't mentioned where the other 4 aggregates are. Vijnana, Sankhara, Vedana.
I see. Okay. Because in the past, we have already mentioned in my diagram that in Mogul Pattisasamuppada diagram, there is the first division, the first group is for the past life. We can't change anything. But the second group is for present life. Present life, it is because of past cause, we have present effect. So in this present life, that's Sanya. Sanya is if we see something, or if we eat, or if we smell, or if we heart, through the 6 sense doors, for easily comprehensible, like we see something. When we see something, that visible object that we have, now I saw you, and you also see me. So at that time, that seeing consciousness arises. That seeing consciousness, there is Sanya. And there are 5 aggregates, Sanya Khanda. That when that visible object, you are my visible object, and I am your visible object. So I see you, then I think in my Sanya, in my perception, you are a foreigner, not local person. This is Sanya. This is Sanya Khanda. That visible object and eye sensitivity, my eye sensitivity and that visible object this is Rupa Khanda. And when I saw you, I don't, like, I have some feeling. Let's say, when I saw you, let's say I feel happy. So this is Vedana Khanda. And Sanya Khanda is that I saw you, or you are tall, and you are using that white shawl. This is Sanya. I perceive you. This is Sanya Khanda. And Sankhara Khanda is, when I see you, I would like to introduce you. I would like to be friend with you. So then I will introduce myself. This is Sankhara Khanda. And Vijnana Khanda is that knowing consciousness. This is just knowing is that Vijnana Khanda. So in seeing, every day in our daily life, when we see something, then all 5 aggregates are inclusive. When we heard something, like MC, our MC, her voice is very sweet. And so this is, we perceive. This is perception. This is Sanya Khanda. When we hear also, we have that all 5 aggregates are inclusive. When we smell also, let's say we smell, we get someone is cooking in the kitchen, then we get the smell. This smell is maybe it is, that smell is from the bean. Someone is boiling bean. That smell is, that smell must be bean, from bean soup. Or that smell may be frying chicken or frying fish. This is sanya. Whether we hear or we see or we get the smell or we have some taste or we touch something, then all 5 aggregates are inclusive. That is, you want to know like that?
So, could it come then that sanya could come after Vedana and before Tanaha? So Vedana, Paccaya, Sanya, Sanya, Paccaya, Tanaha. Could it come like this?
So because that Sanya, Vedana, all these are, we call Cetasika, mental Cetasika, that when that consciousness arises, there are some associated mental concomitants, mental factors. So we may say sometimes it will happen together.
I think perhaps if we look at the diagram here, especially Moko Xiao's diagram, we can see the blue line here. It says that avijja sankhara, tanha, upadana, bhava. So those are the 5 things that are arises simultaneously. And with that, if we think about sanya in terms of aggregates, 5 aggregates, then of course, as we all know, 5 aggregates occur simultaneously. So my thinking is, I don't have textual evidence, but at the moment, my thinking is that here, when we look at Pattisasamuppada as a doctrine, of course, we don't actually mention sanya as a separate one. But as a whole, when we look at Pattisasamuppada on the whole, as a doctrine, we can also see that there are multiple causes. So although it's kind of linear, and linear version of the Pattisasamuppada, we find that in the canonical text. But then when we start looking at Visuddhimagga, for example, this is the diagram here that we see, actually is based on Visuddhimagga version of Pattisasamuppada doctrine. So we see that simultaneous occurrence of all those different causes. And this is touch on the point about whether avijja is the original cause or not. When we look at the Visuddhimagga version, we can see that avijja doesn't occur as a single cause. It also combines with other factors coming together. And I think this is one of the kind of later developments in the Pali tradition. So we can see that there's a progression, okay, of conceptual development. Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you for both those answers. Thank you.
Okay, we have 3. So yeah.
Hello, I want to ask some question. I have 3 questions I want to ask from the Nimala. Number 1, we can say avijja paccaya sankhara. Then can we say avijja paccaya asankhara? Number 2, can we say avijja paccaya namarupam or avijja paccaya sati sara? Is question number 2. Then last month we discussed in classroom. You give up lecture that the cause of sankhara is avijja. The cause of avijja is asava. You said that. Then now I want to ask you, What is the cause of asava? That 3 questions.
So the first question is avijja paccaya sankhara. So your question is if we can say avijja paccaya asankhara? Yeah, I think so because asankhara is nibbana. Avijja is wisdom. So if we have that sufficient or that wisdom from inside knowledge or wisdom, from that wisdom, then if we gain that part knowledge and fruition knowledge, this is asankhara. So I think we can say avijja paccaya asankhara. Yeah, that is what I think. And another one is, what is the second question?
Can we say avijja paccaya namarupam, avijja paccaya sati, avijja paccaya maranam, etc.?
Yeah. Avijja paccaya sankhara. That is quite obvious, very obvious. Yeah, we can say avijja, the Buddha taught, not we can say, the Buddha taught that avijja paccaya sankhara. That sankhara paccaya vijnana. If we say each factor, that Ajahn Brahmali, he mentioned that subsequent factor, the previous factor is the cause of subsequent factor. So for the existence of subsequent factor, we should have that previous factor. So, but we cannot jump. You want to jump from that avijja to jati jara marana, but we can't jump because that for the subsequent factor for the existence, then we must have previous factor. This is the second question. The third question is, what I said in the class is that the cause of avijja is hindrance, not asava. Hindrance, 5 nivarana. Nivarana, that 5 mental hindrances are the causes of avijja. So, what is the cause of mental hindrances? I'm sorry, I don't have that answer. Okay, thank you.
I would like to say, Pattisasamuppada. So we're talking about the theory and practically and very nicely. So we have many knowledge, but I want to share that according to Mogul way. So I learning Mogul method many. So first of all, I came from Chulalongkorn University. I'm training PhD student. So I want to say what is the dependent origination. Mogul Zero said that not only not on the paper, not on the diagram, at the moment on our calendar, 5 aggregates. This is very important in the present aspect of the group. 5 group. This is the 5 aggregates. This is the Pattisasamuppada. This is actually really Pattisasamuppada. At the present moment, for example, now we have I want to present. I want to sharing before now. So I little bit nervous. So this is our mind. So this is because of this mind. Now I present. This is cause and effects. We cannot say this is being. We cannot say I'm not man with the ultimate point of view. With only I became I want to talk. This is a mind, and I became now action and body. This is the mind and body. So this is our 5 aggregates. This is the present aspect of calendar. This is dependent origination. So now this is, we can focus, if we can know, really, we know mind and body. We know Nama and Rupa. This is according to the Visuddhimagga. And then we know cause and effect, depending on origination. We know another knowledge, the cause and effect knowledge. So these two, we got knowledge. The Visuddhimagga commentary said this is the Chula Sosapan. Chula means the small, Sosapan is the Baya state, powerful state. So Chula Sosapan is we cannot go 2, 3 likes. This is Chula Sosapan because of we deeply understanding dependent origination. So that's why if we don't never go to the full Baya state, we should practice more insight knowledge deeply, and then the vipassana. At the time, we can gain the first stage of Dosapana, first string winner. So this is, I think this is that we can break through our links at the present aspect. So that's why I want to share about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's why Mogul Sayadaw Bhyaji, he coined a word that Khanda Pattisasamuppada. We have to contemplate. We should understand not from the text, but from our body. Khanda Pattisasamuppada. We have to understand that. Thank you for your sharing knowledge.
I have one more question. Okay, yeah, from here.
To briefly go back to the question of the skandhas, would you agree with an interpretation according to which the Panchaskandha is present in each and every anga, but the angas are named according to what, during that part of the process, has the most causal prominence?
Would you mind repeat the point, the question again?
Would you agree that the 5 aggregates are present in each and every anga, but the anga is named in accordance to what has causal prominence during that part of the process?
When I mentioned that, when we see, when we hear, or when we smell, then all 5 aggregates are inclusive. So whether I agree with this or not, yes, of course, I agree with that. When we see something or when we hear voice or something, and when we get the smell, all the 5 aggregates are included.
Right. That's the first half. But in regards to why each anga has that specific name, do you agree that the naming of the anga is in accordance to what has causal prominence at that part of the process?
Anga means, you mean the 12 factors?
Yes.
The 12 factors are prominent.
Although the 5 skandhas are present, let's say in the first anga, why do we call it avidya? And the answer is because avidya is what has most causal prominence during that part of the process. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree with that also.
Thank you.
One possible explanation might be when we think about Patana, and of course in Patana, Adipati Paccaya talks about that. And so when we think about Adipati Paccaya, one cause can become the prominent cause of a thing, an effect. And so I think that's why when we study Pattisasamuppada, and we should actually look at the Patana, because the Patana, it's explaining how things are related. And of course, in the, as you know, Visuddhimagga, it talks about how the link between Pattisasamuppada and the Patthana. And this is very useful, I think, especially when we think about how Pattisasamuppada can explain and can be used. I use the word use in terms of very loosely in meditation. Of course, when we talk about Patthana or the Pattisasamuppada, they are not prescriptive. They are not manual. They are only describing our experiences and things like that. And that's why it's very. We have to be very careful in terms of when we say, okay, how we can apply Pattisasamuppada in meditation, or how we can apply Patthana in meditation. Of course, they are not actually prescribing what needs to be done in the practice. Thank you. I think we will have a short break for tea, and then it would be great if you can come back here by 3 o'clock for our closing lecture by Professor Alexander Wayne. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so very much, our Dean, Dr. P. Pyojo, and our two great scholars, Siale, Associate Professor Siale Dr. Donimla and Sia Uongjo, for their excellent presentation, and also to all the participants and scholars for the active and lively contribution and sharing your thought. Now it is time to show our appreciation. So this time, taking the opportunity with the presence of one of our main sponsors, may I cordially invite Uaw Sota, Chairman of the Myanmar Combits Group Company Limited, to present the certificate and souvenir to the chair and the speakers. Uaw Sota is not only a co-sponsor at this event, but his family is the main sponsor for the book donation ceremony and the literary talk to be organized on the 19th and 20th of November in Yangon. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. For the next, may I invite Siale Dr. Donimla to receive the certificate of appreciation and the souvenirs. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May I also invite our chair to receive the certificate of appreciation and the souvenirs. So this is the time to take group photo. So may I also request the chair, the speakers, and the donor to be on the stage, and may I humbly request Rector Seado to join the group for the group photo session. Seado, please. Yeah, thank you very much to the Venerable Rector Seattle, the chair, the speakers, and the donors. Now this is time to the break for the refreshments. So, as usual, we have the right side of this conference venue. And at the same time, may I again request our respected participants to come back to this venue by 3 p.m. Thank you. So after the tea break, we have closing lecture by Dr. Alexander Wayne from the Oxford Center for Buddhist Studies, and he will be talking on the different accounts of dependent origination in the